Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Welcome to Friday. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being Friday. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group, and our toll-free number 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com, and I'm just telling you, it is absolutely insane in here. We've got customers lined up all day long. It started at 7 o'clock this morning. It hasn't stopped. The phones are going absolutely nuts. Brittany and Arlene are here. It's Brooks' day off, so we're believe it or not, shorthanded a little bit, but we'll get to you. A lot of crazy stuff happening today. Joe Biden, stimulus number one for the new president-elect, if you will, coming out. We got to talk about that. What's in it, how big it is, and you know what's funny? More to come. Yeah. Yep. So he announced a $1.9 trillion stimulus. Now, you got to remember, we just did just under a trillion. Let's make it easy. We did $1 trillion, which we know that trillion is going to be in January's budget deficit. Joe Biden last night said $2 trillion. Well, 1.9 will round up $2 trillion. Okay, so now we're up to $3 trillion. But wait, there's more. That's right. In a couple of weeks, he's getting ready to announce another round of spending, and I'm just guesstimating $1 trillion. Okay. So that'd be $4 trillion worth of spending. How can we not have GDP growth? I mean, it'd be almost impossible not to. I mean, the economy's $20 trillion. You know, so each trillion is about 5%. So we're going to spend 20% of the GDP of the country. Now you got to remember, on top of this, we still have the regular debt. You know, it's not like we're running balanced budgets or anything close to a balanced budget. That number is going to be anywhere from $1.7 to $2 trillion, all said and done. We'll be near $6 trillion. That's we are going to be. People are calling about silver, a lot of silver, junk silver. We are pretty much sold out in both locations. We have it available. We'll have junk silver on Wednesday in both Colorado and Phoenix. On Wednesday, that's as fast as it gets here. It goes out. I know it's everybody wants in. Silver Eagles, you're looking at a month. Junk silver, if you order it today, it will arrive at our now. And again, I got to throw this caveat. UPS, right? And FedEx. I don't control them or the post office, but it should be on the schedule that we're on, arriving in Phoenix and our Colorado office sometime Wednesday afternoon. But that's the best we can do. Listen, as soon as it gets here, it's going to be gone. It's incredible what's happening. So now we're talking about a potential budget deficit for 2021 of $6 trillion. Now, that's assuming the Democrats get everything they want. Right now, this was what made Georgia so important. Because now if they can just get all 50 of those Democratic senators to stay in line, they get what they want. They get what they want. And this is going to be, and I'm going to tell you right now, wait till you see what they do with taxes. All of that coming up. Got a great show lined up for you. We got vaccine update, not a good one either. This was kind of what I thought all along. Would they be able to deliver the amount of vaccine that they said they could deliver? Pfizer today telling Europe, hey, we're not going to be able to. They haven't said it to us yet. But the EU, this got the euro under pressure today, as Pfizer is saying they can't deliver the doses. I got to assume eventually they're going to say the same thing here in the United States as well. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. Like I said, we got limited amounts of products available. Gold and silver is flying off the shelves. Don't be fooled by what you see on Wall Street. Okay, they're a paper gold contract. They can play all the games they want. When it comes down to physical, it's been overwhelming volume. Talking to the bullion banks, talking to the wholesalers, everybody is digging in. Premiums are going up because, well, you know what? It's the old adage of supply and demand. And eventually, Wall Street will figure it out eventually, right? They always do. The calm before the storm, and it's really, truly incredible. And I can't wait. So when we get back from the break, I'm going to tell you everything that's in Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus, and the fact that he said, oh, by the way, that's just round one. I also have, more coming. So it's a double shot of stimulus, according to Joe Biden. And I'll tell you everything that's in it, including raising the federal minimum wage. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. I'm not even running anything. Two lines open. Place your orders. We'll tell you what we got. I mean, that's about as best I can. We'll just tell you what's available, tell you what we got. But the Democrats, they've lost their stinking minds. I mean, Joe Biden came out last night with his $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Let me tell you what's in it. Okay, so like I said yesterday, $1,400 more for the new one. Let's just call it what it is, right? Right. Here's your monthly stipends, and it's not monthly, but your quarterly stipends. And of course, and when you think about this is what's happened. We have a workforce in this country dominated by crappy jobs. And a lot of these crappy jobs have gone, right? The bartenders, the waiters, the waitresses, the maids and the cleaning ladies and all these jobs, right? They're the ones that are under duress. We've got food stamps. I mean, it's crazy. But this is what's left. And so now, you need money every month. I mean, the amount of people, and here's the sad part, the government takes so long to get information out. By this summer, I'm hopeful that I can tell you how many people were on food stamps last summer, right? I mean, this is how far behind the curve we are. But the universal basic income, right? That you've heard this before. And for those of you that haven't heard it, let me tell you what it is, because they've been talking about this for the last 10 or 15 years now. Which simply is, oh wait, you're born here, you're an American citizen. Here's a check every month. Please don't riot. Right? Here's a check every month. Please don't burn the city down. Here's a check every month, right? Please don't rape, murder, and pillage. And maybe once a year you can get a bonus, right? Maybe we'll give you a bonus, right? We'll give you $500 or $1,000 every month. And you know what? If you don't commit a crime, and you don't post bad things on your social media account, maybe we'll give you a bonus. And if you take all your vaccines and you take all your shots, right, we'll give you another bonus. I mean, me and my wife were talking about this now. And we were trying to figure out all the amounts. Because the first one was $1,200, right? We did that. What was that? April, something like that. April, May. I'm not sure when. Then they did $600. Right now, Joe Biden says, "Hey, another $1,400." Right, and that's $3,200 a piece. If you got a family of four, here's $12,800. And of course, the problem is, you think 12 grand's a lot of money. It's not. You get a used car with about 100,000 miles on it for 12 grand. But so $1,400 more dollars. Okay, that's in there to get it up to 2,000. It's not 2,000, right? He's counting the 600 that you may or may not have gotten, plus $1,400. Okay, they're going to increase the unemployment benefit. So right now, you get whatever you're eligible for in the state you live in, right? And every state's different, right? Arizona, right? We don't give you very much here. I think the maximum you could get a week in Arizona is like $242, okay? Some states, right, like the blue states, California, New York, and all this stuff, they give you a lot more. They can give you $600, $700, $800. Just depends on the state. On top of that, right now we're giving you another $300. So you think about the state you are, whatever you get, plus another $300. Joe Biden wants to bump that up. Remember the 600? This started out as unemployment plus 600 at that rate, because you got to remember 90% of the job losses, not all, but most, were at the lower wages. So a lot of these people, hey, at plus 300, they're really not losing very much. Plus 400, they could be making them. At plus 600 more, a lot of people, hey, I'm making more money being unemployed than I did employed. But again, this is don't loot, don't burn it down, don't create. Is that what you're looking for, Arlene? Sorry, guys, we super busy. Let me know, Arlene. I'll try to help you. But don't rape, don't pillage, don't do any of that stuff, right? This is just that. This is just, hey, just stay home and don't worry. Right? We'll make you get a job later. So increase that to $400 extra dollars. So think about like Arizona. You almost get almost double what you would get normally. I mean, what a great deal, right? I mean, hey, instead of $240, I'm going to get $640. Great deal. Increasing the federal minimum wage. Now, granted, that probably could be done. I don't know that we need a federal minimum wage myself. Let the states decide. Let free enterprise decide. There's a reason why Walmart's got to pay $14 and $15 an hour, because no one wants to work there. It's a crappy job. But he wants to increase it to $15, which I think the federal minimum, don't quote me, it's either 7.25 or 7.5. So obviously the federal minimum wage is out of touch. And there could be a couple states, southern states, maybe, that are still, below $10. Maybe. And I'm thinking about like Georgia, Alabama, and I don't know, Georgia may not be. But a lot of the places, it's irrelevant, right? Because, hey, no one's going to work for $10. It's just not going to happen. Okay. All right. Thank you. Arlene's, we're passing notes. Arlene's giving me this hand signals and all that stuff. We found some gold. We'll have a gold special here later on, but increasing the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. Now, I don't know how many federal employees make less than that. So if there's a lot of them, right, that's going to increase the deficit, right? Because this by itself may or may not add to the deficit. I'm going to assume there's some federal employees not making $15 an hour, that you'd have to pay them $15 an hour. But here's what it does do. State like Arizona. And I think we're at We're at $11 or $12 now an hour. That's the minimum you can pay. This is a big deal. 15? I don't know how many businesses that puts out of business, but my guess is a lot of them, right? This is crazy. You talk about inflation, right? If this actually gets enacted, which I got to believe this part of it, this is of what I've seen, this is the one thing. Maybe we can get at least one Democrat, and assuming that Mitt Romney doesn't become a Democrat, right? One Democrat to say, okay, that's ridiculous. I mean, again, what things would have to cost to pay it, and I understand why. They're like, well, even at $15 an hour, right, you're not making a living. I mean, let's do the math. 40 times 15, that's $600. Yet somehow here in Arizona, you're unemployed. Joe Biden wants to give you $242 plus $400, right? That's more than $15. Kind of interesting. Extension of the eviction and foreclosure moratoriums until the end of September. Oh, by the way, I didn't know this, and maybe I did, and I didn't put it all together. A lot of these eviction moratoriums, the government's paying the rents for a lot of these places. But this has at least to do with some of the people living in apartments and the commercial real estate stuff, extending the eviction and foreclosures through the end of September. And again, I don't know that adds or subtracts anything from the deficit or not, but I got to imagine a lot of this stuff, if Ginnie Mae or Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac holds it, right, that could be government. Then when they start giving into the states, and we know this, again, and believe me, what I tell you today, there's more coming. $350 billion in state and local government aid. Not tied to anything, right? It doesn't say to help for vaccine, right? It doesn't say to help for unemployment benefit. It doesn't. No. Here's $350 billion. There you go. $170 billion. Now this is in addition. Okay, this is in addition to the 350. $170 billion for K through 12 schools, and they say institutions for higher education. Right, so $170 billion that they have to give to the schools, $350 billion to the states. Right, all right. So there's already $500 billion, $50 billion to COVID-19 testing. Okay, given to the states, $20 billion toward a national vaccine program in partnership with states, localities, and the tribes. Right, so there's another $70 billion. Right, so now we're up to $590 billion, making the child tax credit fully refundable for the year and increasing the credit to $3,000 per child. You know what? Shame on me. I don't know what that is, what the child tax credit is right now, but they're going to bump it up to $3,000 again. That's going to be less revenue coming into the federal government coffers, right? So another debt increase here. By the way, if you have kids under 6, he wants to give you even more money, $3,600. And they say this is the plan 1. This is the first plan. So right now, those are the bullet points of it. So right now, about $600 billion to states, and then a bunch of money for unemployment, plus an extra $100, $400, plus $1,400 for every person out there. The plan is the first of 2 major spending initiatives that Biden is going to seek in the first 2 months. The second bill, which we are expected to hear about in the next 3 weeks, will tackle the president-elect's longer-term goals of what they're saying is creating jobs. Hey, listen, you know what the easiest job creator there is? I mean, it's simple. open up the economy, right? Open it back up. Let people go to work. Let the bars and the restaurants open. I mean, right? Obviously, that's the simplest thing. Because let me tell you, I look at California. So many people from California have moved here. And I've talked to so many of them. They say the same thing. We've got the worst restrictions. Everybody's in a mask. Everything's shut down, and we still have it everywhere. But neither here nor there. Create jobs. Okay, so I don't know what that's going to cost, right? They haven't told us yet. I'm guessing, and this is just my guess, that this is going to be another, let's call it $1 trillion, but it could be more. I don't know. Reforming infrastructure. Okay, so I'm going to just assume infrastructure spending. The word reforming, kind of interesting, right? Part of this Green New Deal thing. Combat climate change and the new buzzword, advancing racial equality. Yes, that's got to be expensive.
No, sir. Yes, ma'am. By God.
Welcome back, Patriot Radio News Hour, 800-951-0592. And just, wow, crazy day. Phones have not stopped. We got pickups all day long in Phoenix and Colorado. Joe Biden's released his plan for round one, round two, all kinds of crazy stuff in there, climate change, racial equality. Oh, by the way, he still supports, they wanted you to know, he still supports $10,000 in student loan forgiveness. I don't think you get that done for $1 trillion. But again, what do I know? What do I know? This is going to be monstrous. And again, all they need to do is keep everyone in line. If they keep the 50 if the 50 Democrats all vote yes, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. I mean, we thought last year's budget deficit was dead. This thing's going to be so much worse. And I'm fearful. I can't even imagine what's going to be in this racial equality and the this climate change stuff, right? He's talking about going into every building in the country and making it green and what that's going to cause. Listen, inflation's coming, and it's coming like a freight train. Now, we got a weird day. Gold's down $20 because Pfizer is unable to deliver enough vaccine to Europe, so the euro's getting pounded by it. But here's the thing, and we've seen this. When gold was down 10, okay, now gold's been down almost as much as 30 today. When it was down 10, gold prices, my prices were up. They were up from the wholesalers. Right now, gold's down $22. It's where it was yesterday, right? So essentially, gold ignoring. And I'm talking about pre-33 gold because the gold deals aren't. There's no gold deals or no gold bars available. Pre-33 gold is just saying, nah. God, do what you want. You can say whatever you want, Wall Street. In the gold world, we use supply and demand. Silver is, but silver, hey, less expensive today. So less expensive today. So take advantage. The rolls of quarters and dimes are a little less today than they were this morning. And hey, Arlene, can you double check the prices on the junk for me? Because I may have changed them after you had done the price sheet. So rolls of quarters are down at $2.10 a roll. They were at $2.15, so you're saving $5 today. If you buy a full bag, you save a little bit of money. Dimes, and by the way, about out of quarters. I'm out of halves, about out of quarters. I do still have some dimes left. They're at 105, and like I said, and everything's got to go the way it's supposed to go. But Wednesday, just to be safe, we will have the junk in before the end of the week next week. Right now, I'm just telling you how it's working. Whatever comes in goes out. Whatever comes in goes out. What I mean by that is we're ordering extra. We're ordering extra, and it comes in, and by the time it gets here, like I said, we've got people picking up every single hour. Every single hour that we're open, people are picking up. And they're all doing the same thing. What else you got? What else you got? What else you got? What else you got? 800-951-0592. Democrats, by the way, were applauding the measure. That's not a good sign. With the COVID rescue package, he is moving swiftly to deliver the help and to meet the needs of the American people, blah, 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 blah. The price tag will draw disdain from Republicans. But again, what can they do? I mean, this is what made Georgia so important. This is why you're putting gold and silver away. And I know, we're watching today, and I'm kind of laughing, at what's happening here, and they're trying to hold this all together. The super bubble, if you will, that is Wall Street. This is a runaway freight train, absolute runaway freight train. When you think about the spending that they're talking about, I mean, you're looking at maybe a debt equal to 30% of the gross national product, the GDP. Well, I guess they don't call it that anymore. They used to, the GNP, but now it's the GDP, gross domestic product, of 30%. And that's in 1 year. I mean, do the math, right? Okay, but every 3 years, that's almost $20 trillion every 3 years. That's even, and I try to tell be factual with you. And even I'm like, yeesh. I mean, are we talking about 50 trillion? Right now, the way the numbers look, we'll be looking at, when you go from inauguration 1 year later, we're going to see 35 trillion already? Already? January 2022, are we looking at 35, maybe 36 trillion? And think about this. 2 years into his presidency, we'll be over 40 trillion. I mean, this is the thing. Remember, we always say, it's gradual, and then suddenly, bam, here it is. And this is what's happening in the debt, the central bank. These guys I want to say they're clueless. They're not. They're anything but. They know. Right, and they're trying to pretend that we're not gonna mess with the bond buying program. We're not gonna lower it like that. Oh, hey, we may lower it. It's never going lower. The Fed's balance sheet is never going to go lower. We're going to be just like Japan, just like Europe. Listen, they don't grow. There's no growth in Japan. There's no growth in Europe. And I'm sitting there going, if we owe $6 trillion into debt, how can we not have growth? And even then, what are they talking about? 2%, 3%? The scary part is, what would happen when we stop giving away all the money? Are we ever going to stop? Is universal basic income already here, just called a different name? Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back right after the break. 800-951-0592. Just a quick update. This is a good one. Junk silver. Arlene has been working the phone. We've been talking to my friend, my new friend that we made. He's releasing some more silver to us, including some $50. Here's the good part. We'll have it in the building in Colorado, in Arizona, sometime Tuesday at the latest. So he's guaranteeing that. Not so. I was telling you Wednesday, Tuesday at the latest. So anyone that's been ordering junk, get ready. It's going to be here. It's coming, and it's going to go quickly. Now, here's the thing: you need to order. You need to order before noon Arizona time. Any orders before noon Arizona time, I can have in both offices by Tuesday. So now I have more quarters again now, and I now have half dollars. So we've got all three: dimes, quarters, half dollars, silver eagles. Listen, I can still book them. And they're down to $615. The problem is, I'm going to tell you a month. It's probably going to be 3 weeks for silver eagles. So if you want silver eagles, I got them in 3 weeks. Junk silver, if you order before noon today, I'll have them by sometime Tuesday. Could even be Monday, but he didn't want to guarantee me Monday. No later than Tuesday is what they're saying. Now, he's extremely confident that will happen. So just a quick review. Dimes at 105 a roll, quarters at 210 a roll, and the half dollars are at $215 a roll. If you want to buy a quarter bag, a half bag, full bag, let us know, and we'll sharpen our pen. If you want to buy a full bag or more, we'll sharpen our pencil for you. 800-951-0592. On the gold side, listen, I wish I had better news. I mean, U.S. $20 gold pieces, I'll do them at $2,095, but prices did not move today. And here's the bad part. Gold's coming back now. So gold was down 30. Now it's down 18 right now at 1833. Silver's still down about 80 cents right now. Silver's at about $24.85 on silver. On the gold side, again, one of the good things about old gold, when people get really nervous, the premiums just tend to be so strong. And this is one of those cases now where it doesn't care. They go ahead and play all your paper games you want to play, whatever, right? And every time we've seen this, when we see these, what I'll call strengthening premiums, it's the physical market's way of telling the paper markets, hey, get a grip, right? And normally what we see, especially now with silver, right? I'm telling you a month for silver eagles and this and that and the other. Won't be surprised once Joe Biden is in office. You're going to see a whole new attitude in the gold and silver markets as they start paying attention to all the lunacy that we're facing. And remember, too, the other part, too, we still haven't talked about taxes. One of Joe Biden's big thing is everybody pays their fair share. What does that mean exactly, fair share? I mean, most of the country right now is not paying anything. Federal income tax. I'm talking federal. I know people get mad at me at the lower end. They're like, dude, we pay our taxes. You do. You absolutely do, right? You got to pay payroll tax. Got to pay sales tax. You got to pay, vehicle registration tax, this tax, that. You pay tax. But I'm just on a federal level. Closing loopholes. That's another one that we've been hearing a lot of. And again, first he's going to hit us with, it looks like, by all accounts, somewhere in the $3 trillion neighborhood, right? Just like I told you, right? That's what I was expecting. Round one is 1.9. You heard all the other stuff. That's at least another trill, if not more, right? Look at me. It's a trill. Another $1 trillion. And then after that, then we're going to hear about all the tax increases. And again, that federal minimum wage got me really nervous. That would be devastating for the restaurant and bar. They're already suffering. That would be huge. That would be a huge thing. And I know a lot of places that, maybe like California, New York, maybe they've got $15 an hour, but a lot of states, a lot of the states are around $10 to $12, somewhere in that area. 15? That's a lot. Man, paying $3 to $5 an hour more for every employee? Yeesh. How far away are we from the combo meal at McDonald's being $20, right? Patriot Radio News Hour, final segment coming up. Kind of a weird day, and I love it. Oh, the silver's down to bearish outside forces. Please. It's all paper crap. You know what's not down? Silver volume, silver sales, gold volume, gold sales. They're not down. This is the best January Patriot has had in the last 10 years. Seriously. Get ready, because it's going to go the other way. Eventually, they'll pay attention. U.S. retail sales fell 0.7%, following a downwardly revised to November sales. These are retail sales, which was down 1.4%. And again, people ran out of money, right? People ran out of money, so here you go. Universal basic income. Listen, we got to pretend that the economy's doing great. Quick, give everybody a check. Now we're starting to see that inflation, right? And again, just remember Jeffrey Gundlach was talking about, don't be shocked, we could have 3% inflation before spring. It's crazy. Of course, that's what they want. Remember, they've been telling you that's what they want. That just means your money's worth less, right? They don't say it that way, but that's what they mean. And that was the big news. So Pfizer having vaccine delivery problems in Europe. Retail sales down for the second straight month in a row. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're going to be better in January because people got money again, right? People got $600 extra. Of course, that's not going to last very long. That's why Biden's like, hey, we need another $1,400. 800-951-0592. Junk silver. If you order before noon, we'll have it live by Tuesday in both offices. Halves, quarters, dimes. $2.15 on the halves, $2.10 on the quarters, $105 a roll on the dimes, right? So you get 20 half dollars in each roll, 40 quarters in each roll, right? Those are $10 face value. Then the dimes, you get 50 dimes. That's a $5 face value roll. At 800-951-0592. U.S. $20 Liberties and Saints. $2,095. I'll have those updated right now online. I got them online at 2,100. I'll get them to $2,095. The junk silver's already, the price is reflected online already. So if you don't want to call, you can always go online. And then U.S. $5 Liberties. They're at $595. I've got 50 of them available. Take $20 off a coin on a 5 lib. $5.75 on a U.S. $5 Liberty today at 800-951-0592. And I'll have both of those gold items reflected on the website as soon as we get off the air. Don't forget to go to 1360khnc.com. Check out our blog post. We're adding to this group of young writers that are going to be writing a bunch of articles for us. We're just getting that off the ground. And don't forget, we got the best CBD products around at 1360khnc.com. Everybody, take care. God bless everyone. Be safe over the weekend. We'll talk again on Monday.